Let's get on the phone.
Hey there guys, welcome to MindShow. I'm Simple Simon, and if you'd seen my previous video where I did my first impressions, you'll notice that I did a little talk about MindShow and how it's working on the Rift, because I still see in the discussion forums on Steam, on MindShow's Steam, people asking the question, does it work on Rift? Yes, yes it does. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk to you about a couple of things you have to bear in mind while you are playing this fantastic application on your Oculus Rift. Okay, so first of all, you can see, as you can see here, HTC Vive type controllers here. Now, most of the things are the same. You got your triggers. If you press the triggers, they work the same. Grips, they would work the same as well. The differences are that you will use your analog stick. Now I'm rotating my right analog stick here. This you would use for your facial expressions and your menu. We'll go over that shortly. And then you've got this one on the left, which doesn't do an awful lot in app really, but that's not a big issue anyway. Now, the other thing you need to bear in mind, I'm holding these straight, and notice the targets, they are aiming slightly up. You will need to compensate for that. Now, the devs have actually said that they will be doing some work eventually. Right now they're focusing on the Vive, but eventually do some more work for the Oculus Rift. So yeah, we'll just wait for that. But in the meantime, still good, still very workable. And yeah, let's just go over quickly over a couple of things that you can do. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to quickly start anew. Now, some people have actually said, but there's a 30-second limit in the application, and that is true. There is a way of changing a setting. You have to go deep into the root folders, which I will show you. Okay, so what you'll actually do if you want to change the time limit is by going into C, users, your username, go to app data, and then you'll go to local low, scroll down, and you should see MindShow, MindShow again, data, application settings, VR settings, and then if you open your settings.init, you can open it with WordPad or anything else like that, and you would then add the following. So timeline, max time equals whatever number set you want. That's all. That's the number of seconds, 310 seconds. So that'll be about 5 minutes. Allowed recording time, again, 310. Now, don't recommend it because, as it's been pointed out, it can actually cause problems such as crashes, or it can cause it to fail to render at all, or fail to save your project. So do that at your own risk, guys. Okay. Now, please remember, guys, it's not recommended. Your mileage may vary. You can tinker with the settings, but bear in mind that is on your own back. You do that at your own choice. Anyway, right, let's get back on with it. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to just load up a character because I'd like to go over the facial expressions and things like that. Let's see. I'm going to load up this guy here. Let's put him out. Didn't want you there, but hey, get down. Right, you stand there. That's it. Okay, so what you've seen there, I've loaded up the characters. So to do that, you've obviously got this panel here. You've got different features. Now here, that's characters. So you've got a selection of characters over 3 pages. This will be expanded over time. Now this one here is a special character. He's actually invisible to the camera. This can be very good to say you want to do like a spooky scene with some of the props. You could use this character to pick things up and move them around while recording. And when you play it back and when you render it, you'll actually find that only the objects that's been carried is seen. You will not see this character, so very useful for certain scenes. You've got accessories here. So we've got 25 accessories in total at the moment. Lots of requests gone in for even more accessories, and really looking forward to doing that. So yeah, we've got lots of different things here which you can just load into sets. So for example, let's have this present. Simply use my trigger, I've pressed and held on it. Now I can just drop it. There you go. Now, say I wasn't happy with the placement of that. I've got it on move, but let's just, for the sake of argument, select move again. So what I've done, and remind you there, highlighted move, and I've squozzed my trigger before letting go, and that's highlighted it. Now I can move it anywhere I like again, no problems. Okay, now if I wanted to rotate it, I'd highlight rotate again, like that, and spin it round. The same can be done for characters or various objects that might be already loaded into a scene. Easily peasily, no problems. Okay, now teleport, well, that's self-explanatory. Allows you to move around. Now, this does require 360 degrees. You're not able to turn the direction that you're going to land. So you will find that once you've placed yourself, you need to turn yourself around in your play space. Okay, so that's out of the way, easy enough to do. So to teleport around, just using my trigger button, press and hold, and it teleports me wherever I'm pointing. I could even teleport on top of there and stand on top of the desk. Okay, now that's my virtual self that's teleporting around. So the character, how do we control him? Right, so here we've got hopping. Can I close that menu? No, can't seem to close that at the moment. Anyway, I'm going to choose hopping. And now I've chosen hopping. The character turns blue, press and hold onto him. There we go. I'm inside the character. Hey, got a little preview window here. Eee, big smile. I'll kick your butt. Yeah. Getting a bit ahead of myself there. Now, I pressed Y on my controller. Now, as you can see there, I can actually see it's like a ghost of myself. Now, that allows me to see what I look like in front of the camera, or what's going on with my character, basically. So, yeah, you can see my hands moving. I can see my facial expressions. Very handy when you are recording on set and you want to see exactly what you're doing. Yeah, brilliant. So press Y again. That brings me back to this. Okay, so as for the facial expressions, just using my right analog stick here, you can move around with your right analog stick, and it blends the expressions together, so you can get a bit of a blend of both. And obviously, the further you move your stick, the stronger the expression. So nice happy face, can move my stick down and he gradually calms himself down. Or you could be like, I'm getting a little bit angry now. Oh, I'm really annoyed. There you go. Yeah, easy peasy, lemon squeezy. So that's nice and easy to do. Now, onto the actual recording. So this is where you'll actually do your performance. Now, you can see here, using my left analog stick, I can choose to eject. And that brings me back out, or I'm going to just jump back in again. I want to do a record. So what I'll do, I'm going to just leave my stick centered, and I'm going to tap my left stick in. Hello there, I'm Simple Simon. Welcome to MindShow. I hope you're all having a wonderful day. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, going to stop that recording. Now, let's play back. Now, got the control here. Hello there, I'm Simple Simon. Welcome to MindShow. I hope you're all having a wonderful day. Blah, blah, blah. Fantastic. Okay, now, you'll notice that the character did actually move around a bit. You can actually move him around their play space. I'll tell you what, I'll demonstrate that. So, I'm using front-facing setup. bear in mind, 2 sensors, and I've got them mounted high up on my wall, and they're looking down, but that only still gives me front facing. Obviously I'll get a little bit of occlusion if I face backwards, but it's not too bad. It's not too bad. Looking to get a 3rd sensor would be ideal, for particularly for this kind of thing, but yeah. Anyway, but as you can see, what I can do, I'm moving. Now here, this box here is representing my play space. This is my real boundary in my world, okay? And I can move around freely in there. Now, I'll stand center so you can actually see what's going on. So I'm going to record. Hello guys, let's just have a little dance. Woo, woo, yeah, yeah. Woo, woo, woo. Boo, 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 boo. Yeah, bit stupid. But yeah, let's have a look, see what's happened there. Hello guys, let's just have a little dance. Woo, woo, yeah, yeah. Woo, woo, woo. Boo, 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 boo. Okay, so as you could see there, the character actually moves in time with me. Now the legs, they're not tracked by me. That's all handled within the application, so it can be a little bit wonky. But yeah, it works. It does the job just fine. Now it's not just for sidestepping. You can go forward and backwards and things like that. Hands are tracked using your controllers, which is great. Now if I jump back in, now you can see my hands. If I press my triggers, that closes my hands like that. Okay, triggers, no, that doesn't. It's triggers that actually do it. So there you go. And yeah, you could actually use that, scratching your head, things like that, scratching your butt, whatever else like. Yeah, recommended when you're puppeting your character. Use some exaggerated movements. Some of these characters have got quite big bodies. You know, if you've got your hands in close like this, it's sort of like glitching. So exaggerate a little bit. So let's record again. I'm going to exaggerate the movements. I'm going to pick a fight with you, my friend. Yes. Yeah. See you. Gonna knock your teeth out. Knock your teeth out, I say. I said that. Yeah, again, my appalling acting, excuse that, but let's have a look, see what's happened there anyway. I'm going to pick a fight with you, my friend, yes. Yeah. See you. Gonna knock your teeth out. Knock your teeth out, I say. I said that. Now, as you can see there, I didn't quite exaggerate my some of my movements a little bit, so my right arm's sunk in a little bit, so it's a good idea to just extend your arms out a little bit more to account for the big build on his body. But as you turn your head, it turns the body as well and things like that. Yeah. Really well done anyway. Okay, now, some people have actually said clips more than 30 seconds long. How do you do that? Well, I'll show you my method, and there are different ways of doing it. I'll play out the scene, maybe 30 seconds long, depending on what part of the scene I'm doing, and then I will record it multiple times with the camera. So what I'm going to do, for example, I'm going to do this camera now. Actually, I'm going to teleport. Let's move down a little bit, get a little bit closer to the guy. Right, I'm going to choose my camera. Now, you can't zoom in with the camera or anything else like that. You literally have to move yourself with it. If you press the trigger, it starts to record. I'm going to pick a fight. Follow it around. My friend, yes. Yeah. See you. Gonna knock your teeth out. Knock your teeth out, I say. I said that. Okay, so it's saved that to my hard drive. Now, quick note on that. From what I've seen, the average clip size is between 8 and 12 megabyte, depends on how long you're doing the clip. So it's actually really quite small. It does save it by default to your C drive. It has been suggested to allow people to choose their own directory, because as yet that can't be done, but that's fine. Devs are looking into it and considering it. So yeah, anyway, so yeah, recorded one scene there, and what I might do, switch again. Actually, would be a good idea if I teleport. I'm going to move my position. So I'm going to change my position now. I'll record the scene. So I'm going to pull out my camera. Now, something I forgot to mention, if I press grip, there you go, it freezes the camera in place. So if you want just a nice steady shot without any movement, just press your trigger, your right trigger, and that'll lock the camera in place. Press it again and that will unlock it. Okay. If you really want to create really expanded camera angles, well, basically re-record it once again. So this time I'm going to do really close up. So yeah, I'm going to pull trigger. Let's go. There we go. So I've now got 3 camera angles. You could do it from the rear, any angle you want really. But that's 3 camera angles which I can use to splice together, and I'll show you using the tool that I use. So here we are. I use Movie Studio Platinum 13, which I've got on Steam. What I do is I'll go to Documents, where I'll find my MindShow folder, videos, and here are all the rendered clips. Now you'll actually see all the clips from my last animation which I created, which is called StarFeck. I'll leave a link in the description below if you want to check that out. That's part 1 of a comedy. But yeah, some other little clips of things that I've been working on. So anyway, but these are the clips I've just been working with. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drag it out. Now, the way I do it is actually probably not the way you guys would want to do it. This is just the way I do it anyway. So what I do is insert a video track. What I'll do is I'll organize mine a little bit. Take a little time to sort out. Yeah, this is the second clip I dropped in. So yeah, it's a bit clumsy the way I do it. I'm going to keep them lined up. I'm going to drop them there. So that's the same clip. So I've got 2 out of the 3. I'm going to insert another video track. So I'm going to keep them in order. That would be 2. I'm going to move that. Yeah, like I said, this is a very cumbersome way. Works for me, not going to be for everybody. So you just really, I suggest you just do it however you like it really. Load in the 3rd one. So I'm going to drop that in there. So now I've got my 3 clips. Now, as you can see, it's obviously it's going to show the top layer. It's going to show the top layer first. So if I play it back here. I'm going to pick a fight with you, my friend. Yes. Yeah. See you. Gonna knock your teeth out. Knock your teeth out, I say. Right, so yeah, you can see it's just playing out that top track there. Right, so maybe I want to cut here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to right click on there. Now, we are delving into a kind of tutorial on Movie Studio, but your mileage may vary depending on what you're using. So I'm going to split. Yeah. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to reduce that. So you can see here. Pick a fight with you, my friend. Yes. Yeah. See? Now we've got a camera cut there. What it's done is it's gone to the next clip. So I'm going to split that one. Okay. So I'm going to probably do that. And say I split that there. Okay. And that. Now, trying to keep all my audio channels together so then it switches smoothly between each channel. So let's have a just quick look at the camera cuts. I'm going to pick a fight with you, my friend. Yes. Yeah. See you. Gonna knock your teeth out. Knock your teeth out, I say. I said that. Right. Now, obviously, I'd have to do some additional work sorting out my audio there, making sure I've only got the channels running that I want. So that would be for that clip there, that one for that clip, so forth. I'd mute out whatever channels are not active. So, for example, that one at that time, that one at that time, that's not active. But we're not going to delve into that. That's essentially, in a nutshell, how I do it. So, anyway, back to the studio. Just a quick recap on some of the basic controls. So your right stick, moving that around for your facial features. Yeah, and that's done in real time. If you press Y, you get a nice ghost so you can see yourself. and get an idea of what you're going to look like. So yeah, stop you from doing things like that really. When I'm doing recording, I should do that a bit more actually. But you'll notice my hands are a little bit off, so I had to compensate a little bit. So moving my hands or controllers up a little bit to straighten them out. Then what you'll do is you hit your record by pressing your left stick, or if you want to jump out the character, or move your stick up and yeah, click the stick in. Okay, now accessories, we've gone over that, so you can load them in. Something actually I should show you. You can interact with props. So this is how you do it basically. So I'm inside the character now. You can do this while you're recording as well. But if I press on my trigger or button, press and hold it, see it's moved. Now it's showing the ghosting of where it originally was. Because what it'll do is when I start the scene, it'll snap it back there because I'm not recording this at this time. Okay, but you can do this with pretty much any prop really. So yeah, press and holding the right trigger grabs that, or I can do the same left trigger, throw it. That's in a nutshell MindShow on Oculus Rift. If you have any questions, feel free to post them down below. I hope you found this video helpful. If you have, please make sure to smash that like button and subscribe. Yeah, I'm Simple Simon. Thank you very much for watching. Bye.